Oh. Jai Gurudev Bella, you can take over.
Hari Om. The prayer is over, Brahmaraji.
No, just the Om chanting is done.
Astu. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudiraye. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Atha Navamodhyayah. Rajavidya Rajaguhya Yogaha. Shri Bhagavanuvacha idam tute guhyatamam pravakshyamyanasuyave jnanam vijnana sahitam yajnatva mokshase shubhat. Rajavidya Rajaguhyam pavitramidamuttamam pratyakshaavagamam dharmyam susukham kartumavyayam ashraddhana purusha dharmasyasya parantapa aprapyamam nivartante mrityu samsaravartmani maya tatamidam sarvam jagadavyaktamurtina matsthani sarvabhutani nachaham teshvavasthitah nacha matsthani bhutani pashyame yogamaishwaram bhutabhrunna cha bhutasthah mamatma bhutabhavanah यथाकाशस्थितो नित्यं वायु सर्वत्र गोमहान् तथा सर्वाणि भूतानि मत्स्थानीत्युपधारय सर्वभूतानि कौन्तेय प्रकृतिं यान्ति मामिकां कल्पक्षये पुनस्तानि कल्पादौ विसृजाम्यहम् प्रकृतिं स्वामवष्टभ्य विसृजामि पुनः पुनः भूतग्राममिमं कृत्स्नम् अवशं प्रकृतेर्वशात् न च मां तानि कर्माणि निबध्नन्ति धनञ्जय उदासीनवदासीनम् असक्तं तेषु कर्मसु मयाध्यक्षेण प्रकृतिः सूयते सचराचरम् हेतुनानेन कौन्तेय जगद्विपरिवर्तते अवजानन्ति मां मूढा मानुषीं तनुमाश्रितं परं भावमजानन्तः मम भूतमहेश्वरम् मोघाशामोघकर्माणः मोघज्ञानाविचेतसः राक्षसीमासुरीं चैव प्रकृतिं मोहिनीं श्रिताः महात्मानस्तु मां पार्थ
दैवीं प्रकृतिमाश्रिताः भजन्त्यनन्यमनसः ज्ञात्वा भूतादिमव्ययम् सततं कीर्तयन्तो मां यतन्तश्च दृढव्रताः नमस्यन्तश्च मां भक्त्या नित्ययुक्ता उपासते ज्ञानयज्ञेन चाप्यन्ये यजन्तो मामुपासते एकत्वेन पृथक्त्वेन बहुधा विश्वतो मुखम् अहं क्रतुरहं यज्ञः स्वधाहमहमौषधम् मन्त्रोऽहमहमेवाजम् अहम् अग्नेरहं हुतम् पिताहमस्य जगतः माता धाता पितामहः वेद्यं पवित्रमोङ्कारः ऋक्सामयजुरेव च गतिर्भर्ता प्रभुः साक्षी निवास शरणं सुहृत प्रभवः प्रलयः स्थानं निधानं बीजमव्ययम् तपाम्यहमहं वर्षं निगृह्णाम्युत्सृजामि च अमृतं चैव मृत्युश्च सदसच्चाहमर्जुन त्रैविद्या मां सोमपापूतपापा यज्ञैरिष्ट्वा स्वर्गतिं प्रार्थयन्ते ते पुण्यमासाद्य सुरेन्द्रलोकं वश्नन्ति दिव्यान् दिवि देवभोगान् ते तं भुक्त्वा स्वर्गलोकं विशालं क्षिणे पुण्ये मर्त्यलोकं विशन्ति एवं त्रयी धर्ममनुप्रपन्ना गतागतं कामकामा लभन्ते अनन्याश्चिन्तयन्तो मां ये जनाः पर्युपासते तेषां नित्याभियुक्तानां योगक्षेमं वहाम्यहम् ॐ तत्सत् So as told by Dr. Brahmaraji yesterday, we will repeat from verse 17. पिताहमस्य जगतः माता धाता पितामहः वेद्यं पवित्रमोङ्कार ऋक्सामयजुरेव च अस्य जगतः of this world aham pita I am the father mata the mother dhata the one who sustains pitamaha the grandfather the uncaused cause vedyam that which is to be known pavitram that which purifies omkarah omkara Ruk Sam Yaju Evacha and the Rik Sam and Yajurvedas. I am the father of this world. I am the mother. I am the one who sustains it and I am the grandfather, the uncaused cause. I am what is to be known. I am the purifier. I am the Omkara and I am the Rik, Sama and Yajur Vedas. I am mother and father, the maker and material of creation. Pita aham asya jagataha. I am the father of this world. Here it is a little more than that. Saying he is the father is saying he is the creator, the nimitta karana for this entire world. Then he says, Aham Mata cha, and I am the mother. The Prakriti, Maya, is non-separate from me. and therefore I am also the material from which the creation is born, Upadana Karana. Thus, I am both father and mother. That is both the Upadana Karana and the Nimitta Karana of this Jagat. Once say father and mother, the next question is, who is his father? Every child when told that God created the world will ask, who created God? It is a common question. The concept of a creator comes from seeing that this world is so intelligently arranged. Because of that, there must be some creator. When you see cooked food, you know somebody has made it. Similarly, there must be a creator for this world, which is so well put together. The next question is, who made God? Because I have parents, there must be some parents for God. To negate this idea of imputing a father to Ishvara, he says, Aham Pita Mahaha. I am the grandfather, meaning I am the uncaused cause. There is no grandfather for me. Pitamaha is also Brahman, the basis of this whole creation. I am also the Dhata, the sustainer of the world and the giver of the fruits of actions. I am the only thing that can be known and is worth knowing. Aham Vedyam, I am what is to be known, because by knowing me, the Sat Vastu, everything is known as well. In fact, that is the only thing that can be known. That is the only thing that can be known fully or totally. Everything else you know only partially. Everything else is mithya and therefore does not exist on its own and is therefore available for appreciation only in parts. You can know it only from a standpoint. When you say this is a fun, it is only from a standpoint. A fern is nothing but an arrangement of some particular leaves. And if you analyze the leaf, you discover that it also has constituents. Any one thing you claim to know in this world is subject to further inquiry and knowledge, and therefore you have only a point of view. You simply draw a line and assign it a name. Thus, you have only Nama Rupa, never the final word about anything. Only that which is stable is Vedya. That is Aham because it has no standpoint, no parts, and it is Satya, not Mithya. It does not depend upon anything else and therefore self-existent, self-evident. Without any further revision, it can be known as free from all attributes. Knowing I am free from all attributes, there is nothing more to be known. Thus, only Atma can be called the Vedya Vastu. That alone is worth knowing. And again, by knowing Atma, everything is as well known. And there is release, moksha. The intellect is always cause hunting. Even a child will open a clock to find out what is going on inside, what makes it work. This is the cause hunting buddhi. You want to know how it all works. It starts when you are young. Where will it stop? Eventually, it will lead you to Brahma Vichara. You will want to know who is the one who is behind all this. Once your mind starts working on this, when will it come to rest? Only when it comes back to itself, appreciating that everything is myself, will it come to rest. Only in this knowledge will it rest. Therefore, the statement Aham Vedyam means I am Satyam Brahma, knowing which everything is as well known. All you have to know is Aham alone is Satya, and everything else in inverted comma is Mithya, which means that I am everything. This knowledge is liberation. Till it knows this, the buddhi will keep on searching. How am I to be known? Sarvaihi Vedaihi. I am the one to be known through all the Vedas. There are a lot of things called pavitra, that which purifies. But what is it that purifies totally? This jiva is subject to his likes and dislikes, raga, dveshas, and accrues all kinds of punya and papa because of the actions they impel him to do. What will purify him of all this? Only knowledge of Atma. Therefore, Aham is Pavitram. I am the one who, known, cleanses the jiva from every trace of samsara. I am Omkar. That is my name. Om is great not as a sound, but because the meaning of Om is myself. It is a great word, a great sound, because it is the name of Bhagavan. The Lord himself says that Om is myself. Then he goes on to say, I am the Rig Veda, I am the Sam Veda, and I am the Yajur Veda. Even though there are 4 Vedas, only these 3 are used in all rituals. These 3 are myself. We can also take it to include the Atharva Veda and all Smritis, Puranas, etc. The body of knowledge which is in the form of these Vedas is myself. He has already said he is the karma and the mode of doing the karma as well as the one who gives the results of actions. Now further he says, Gatir Bharta Prabhu Sakshi Nivasa Sharanam Suhrata Prabhavav Pralaya Sthanam Nidhanam Bijam Avyayam. Aham, I am, Gatihi, the end, the result of all actions, Bharta, the one who nourishes, Prabhu, the Lord, the source of all resources, Sakshi, the witness, Nivasaha, the abode, Sharanam, the refuge, Suhrita, the one who is helpful by nature, Prabhavav Pralaya Sthanam. I am the one from whom the whole creation has come, into whom everything is resolved, and in whom everything has its being. Nidhanam, in whom everything is placed. Avyayam Bijam, imperishable seed, the cause. Aham Gatihi Bharta Prabhuhu Sakshi Nivasaha Sharanam Suhruta Prabhavah Pralaya Sthanam Nidhanam Avyayam Bijam. I am the result of all actions, the one who nourishes the Lord. I'm repeating, I am the result of all actions, the one who nourishes the Lord, the witness. I am the abode, the refuge, and I am the suhrita, helpful by my very nature. I'm the one. Uh,
Can I take over? There seems to be a
Yeah.
little disturbance. Yeah.
yeah, please. Dhanyavad. You want me to share the screen?
I can share the screen.
Yeah, as you feel comfortable.
You can share it, and if there's no disturbance from that side, you can continue to share.
Okay.
So I am the result of all actions, the one who nourishes, the Lord, the witness. I am the abode, the refuge, and I am the Sahrit, helpful by my very nature. I am the one from whom the whole creation has come, into whom everything is resolved, and in whom everything has its being, in whom everything is placed, and the imperishable cause. I am the Gati, the result of all actions, karma phala. Any end that is accomplished by a person is myself. All heavens, Svargadi lokas, are not separate from myself. In my cosmic form, Vishwarupa, they are all areas of me. There is nothing separate from Parameshwara. Bharta, I am the one who nourishes the world, nourishes this world. Bharta also is the word for husband, because in those days, he was the provider. But here, Ishvara is called Bharta because he supports the world by lending the very existence to it. Prabhu, the one who is the master, who has all the glories. There is no other Prabhu in this world other than Bhagavan. If anyone thinks he is rich, he is mistaken. His richness depends entirely upon Bhagavan. He is the source of all resources. I am Sakshi. Even though I am the sustainer of creation, Bharta, the one who resolves the whole thing, Samhara Karta, and the one that creates it again, Srishti Karta, still I am only a Sakshi. I perform no karma at all. That is why I am identical with you. I will read this again. I am Sakshi. Even though I am the sustainer of creation, Bharta, the one who resolves the whole thing, Samhara Karta, and the one that creates it again, Srishti Karta, still I am only a Sakshi. I perform no karma at all. That is why I am identical with you.
Dr. Brahma, can you repeat it from I am the Gati from there, please?
Yeah.
Thanks. Sorry.
I am the Gati, the result of all actions, karma phala. Any end that is accomplished by a person is myself. All heavens, Swargadi lokas, are not separate from myself. In my cosmic form, Vishwarupa, they are all areas of me. There is nothing separate from Parameshwara. Bharta, I am the one who nourishes this world. Bharta also is the word for husband, because in those days, he was the provider. But here, Ishvara is called Bharta because he supports the world by lending the very existence to it. Prabhu, the one who is the master, who has all the glories. There is no other Prabhu in this world other than Bhagavan. If anyone thinks he is rich, he is mistaken. His richness depends entirely upon Bhagavan. He is the source of all resources. I am Sakshi. Even though I am the sustainer of creation, Bharta, the one who resolves the whole thing, Samharakarta, and the one that creates it again, Srishtikarta, still I am only a Sakshi. I perform no karma at all. That is why I am identical with you. As the creator, we can always complain to him. Why did you create me like this? Why didn't you place me somewhere else? Bhagavan will say, Aham Sakshi. I am only the witness. I am not responsible. It is all your own karma. We'll just a second before we go up. This is one thing that I have not really understood, where he says, because I perform no karma at all. That is why I am identical with you.
That is the Atma that he is meaning that.
Correct. He is meaning
Yeah. Mm,
so that identity with you is I don't know whether he's meaning the Jivatma there, wherein
mm,
there also you are not doing anything. It is only the Prakriti that is doing.
right.
There we
Like
feel
in the, yeah. Whereas in the previous verse at the end, he said, he is the karma and the mode of doing the karma, as well as the one who gives the results of action.
Mm.
So, and so he's explaining all these things is in a verbal form, right? In this Gati and Sakshi. I mean, Sakshi is like witness, but all the other things are kind of something to do with, yeah.
Yeah, basically it is both his, there is only one Bhagavan. There is only one Brahman. From that comes the Prakriti or Maya and all its manifestation in the form of the universe.
Mm,
So the other aspects he's talking about, all the Swarga, the Lokas, the Bharta, the Samharakarta, all that is part of the Prakriti aspect.
mm.
We have the uh, Upadana Karana and Vivarta Upadana
Nimitta,
Karana and the
nim-
Parinami Upadana Karana, right? So based on the
the
Parinami,
nimitta karana and the upadana karana. Nimitta
correct,
karana is the more of a witness nature, right?
right, the
Yeah,
intelligent cause.
right. So that is the one basis for all these things.
He is
And
the supporter. He,
right. Mm,
where he says Bharta, he supports the world by lending the very existence to it. So Maya has no existence without him. Prakriti has no existence without Brahman.
mm, right.
So therefore, although it seems as if he is the Samharakarta, Srishtikarta and everything, it seems like he is doing a lot of things. He is actually the Sakshi. There is no
Yeah, and
karma.
the very first paragraph you read, I am the Gati, right?
Hmm.
The leader of all actions, where he said, in my cosmic form, Viswarupa, they're all areas of me. There
Hmm.
is nothing separate from Parameshwara. So the Parameshwara is the one like the intelligent cause or Nimitta Karana, but then all the other part, like you said, it's a Ubadana Karana.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you look at it, all karmas, all karma phalas, everything,
Mm,
basically nothing is excluded. Everything is him. But that is why I'm identical with you. So that thing, that identity there must be the Jivatma and the Paramatma. The Jivatma that remains as a Sakshi does not do anything.
Mm. Aham Sakshi. I'm the only
Yeah.
witness.
Mm.
Okay. Mhm. As a creator, we can always complain to him. Why did you
Right.
create me like this? Yeah, that's coming next. But
That's
you, yeah. Sorry.
Can you scroll up a little, Bella? As the creator, we can always complain to him. Why did you create me like this? Why didn't you place me somewhere else? Bhagavan will say, Aham Sakshi. I am only the witness. I am not responsible. It is all your own karma. Let me also share screen.
You want me to scroll the page, Brahmaraji?
We finished the previous paragraph. Just 1 second. Just give me a second. What page number are we in?
141 now.
141, huh?
Yeah, yeah. But in our here on this.
Yeah, I got it. I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is 141. I will just share screen so it's easier. Otherwise, there may be a little lag. Yeah, you're all able to see the screen, right? So the real question is, am I created? Only if you are created will all these questions arise. And only then will Bhagavan answer that it is according to your karmas. If you ask, did I come into being? That is, if coming into being itself is creation, then the question why will not be there. I will read again. The real question is, the previous one was saying, as the creator, we can always complain to him. Why did you create me like this? Why didn't you place me somewhere else? And Bhagavan will reply, I am only the Sakshi. Aham Sakshi, I am only the witness. I am not responsible. It is all your own karma. The real question is, am I created? Only if you are created will all these questions arise. And only then will Bhagavan answer that it is according to your karmas. If you ask, did I come into being? That is, if coming into being itself is creation, then the question why will not be there. Such a question is answered at different levels. Accepting that you were created, the blueprint is given by no one but you. Ishvara would say, there is nothing I can do about it. You can pray to me to modify it, but this is how it is now. If you give the tailor your measurements and in the meantime you put on weight, you will not be comfortable with what you ordered. But it was not the tailor's fault. He just gave you what you asked for. And again, if you just ask, am I created? You will find that the question resolves into yourself. You realize that you are the Atma that is not created, but which is the cause of everything, which alone is the Sakshi. You can also say along with Bhagavan, Aham Sarvasya Karanam, Aham Sakshi. I am the cause of everything. I am merely the witness. There could be a second meaning for the word Sakshi, and that is the one who is maintaining the account of all your actions of omission and commission. You cannot get away from my vision. You may get away from the people's eyes, but not from me. I am the one who is the law of karma, who records all that you do. That is Sarvagnya or Sakshi. Nivasa means a house. A house is called Nivasa, a place where you reside. Here Shankara says that it is the place in which living beings reside. You live in a house on this earth, and the earth lives in the solar system, which lives in the galaxy, and the galaxies themselves live where? In me. I am the abode, Ashraya, of this entire creation because I am the basis of everything. Sarvasya Adhishtanam. Sharanam means refuge, the ultimate refuge. You go to heaven, but it is only a temporary refuge. From there also, you have to move eventually and move back and forth between heaven and earth. What kind of a refuge is that? A refuge is a place where you can relax and from where you will not be buffeted about in samsara. That is the ultimate Sharana. Shankara takes us as a real Sharana, one that completely relieves you of your sorrow. Suhrit. Bhagavan is called Suhrit. We saw this before in the 6th chapter. Suhrit is the one who helps someone without expecting anything. Pratyupakara anapekshaha. Without even being a friend. Out of friendship, you might help somebody. Then you are only a friend, mitra. You help out of your affection and empathy for your friend. If he suffers, you also suffer. Naturally, it is expected that you will help. But a Suhrit is one who has no introduction to you at all. You are absolutely new to him, and he is just seeing you now for the first time. That is enough. Whatever he can give, he gives. That is Bhagavan. He is the best friend. You can ask him anything, and you need not wait for an introduction or a recommendation by an intermediary. You can directly ask as though you have known him for ages. Or any Suhrit is Bhagavan. How so beautiful. Prabhavaha Pralayaha Sthanam. I am the Prabhava, the one from whom the whole creation has come. I am the Pralaya, the one into whom everything is resolved. And I am the Sthana, the one in whom everything has its sustenance, its being. Nidhanam. The question can be raised, as the cause of the creation, does not Brahman undergo modification? This is answered by saying it is Nidhana, that basis in which all causes and effects are placed. That is Brahman, which without undergoing any change with reference to the Jagat is called the creator. Because it does not change, it is called Nidhana, that in which everything is placed, meaning superimposed. That is Brahman. Avyaya Bija.
Hari Om.
Yes.
Brahmaraji, there was a footnote in the
Yeah, I will read.
Pralaya.
I'll come to that footnote.
Yeah, that was not clear yesterday. So, okay.
Yeah, I will read this Avyaya Bijam and then come to the footnote. Avyaya Bijam. All these names and forms which constitute the effect. Karyas are vyayas, that is, they are subject to change, to disappearance. The cause, however, is avyaya, not subject to disappearance, which means as long as samsara is there, the avyaya bija is there. I am the undifferentiated cause, the seed, bija, from which everything comes. If the Jagat is looked upon as a sprout, I am its seed or potential form, avyakta, undifferentiated, because he has already talked about the cause of creation and sustenance, Srishti Sthiti Karana. Here he specifically refers to Pralaya. And that cause is Avyaya, because everything goes back into it and comes out of it. In the seed is the unmanifest tree. Similarly, here, in the state of Pralaya, is the undifferentiated cause. Bijam Avyayam, that is me. So I will read the footnote there. Prabhavaha is Utpatti Yasmat. Pralayaha is Praliyate Yasmin. Sthanam is Tishtati Yasmin. So here he talks about Prabhavaha. Prabhavaha Pralayaha Sthanam. So Prabhavaha is Utpatti Yasmat, from where the Utpatti happens, where the creation happens, the manifestation happens. Yasmat Utpatti is Prabhavaha. Pralayaha is Praliyate Yasmin, into which that resolves, or Tishtati is that which stays or sustains, in which it remains or sustains. Prabhavaha Pralayaha Sthanam. So this is similar to, synonymous with Srishti Sthiti Laya. Laya is Pralaya, Sthiti is Sthanam, and Prabhavaha is Srishti.
हरिओम, उसका मतलब है जहां से उत्पत्ति हुई,
हाँ,
जब जहां से
correct.
उत्पत्ति हुई, प्रलय मतलब जहां से वहां पे प्रलय हुआ, और
जहां पे,
स्थानम
हाँ,
जहां पे स्थानम तिष्ठ, जहां पे वो ठहरा, where it stopped.
it's not so much stop, that where it stays. The sustaining aspect is Sthanam.
अस्तु, उत्पत्तिः अस्तु, अस्तु, धन्यवाद महाराज।
So before we go to this next verse, verse number 19, I thought we will just run through the verse one more time, because there's so many definitions and beautiful inputs. Gatir bharta prabhu sakshi nivasa sharanam suhrit prabhava pralaya sthanam nidhanam bijam avyayam. You know, every word is so introspective here. I mean, we can just use this verse for nididhyasana. So, aham gatihi, the end, the result of all actions. Bhatta, the one who nourishes. Prabhu, the Lord, the source of all resources. Sakshi, the witness. Nivasaha, the abode. Sharanam, the refuge. This is the ultimate refuge, where there is no, it is not like you you go to heaven, come back to earth, again you may do some punya and then go back to the heaven. This is the ultimate refuge. Suhrit, the one who is helpful by nature. Prabhavaha pralayaha sthanam. I am the one from whom the whole creation has come, into whom everything is resolved, and in whom everything has its being. Nidhanam, in whom everything is placed.
But it doesn't change, right?
It
Nidhanam
doesn't
is
change. Yeah.
and then
Nidhanam,
Bijam Avi. Yeah, go ahead.
no, say that, Dr. Mara.
No, yeah, it's initially it said Nidhanam, where all the causes and effects are placed, that says, but then again without undergoing change. With reference to Jagat is called the creator. So again, the Nidana is Okay. Question can be raised.
I know it seems as if it is seemingly
That in which
contradictory.
everything is placed, meaning
Right.
superimposed. That is
Superimposed.
Brahman. Yeah. So, I mean, here, because, it's since it is not separate from the Parameshwara, we have to take it as one only in that case.
Correct.
Okay. You're right. Everything is
Avyayam-
placed, meaning superimposed.
Yeah. Avyayam bijam, imperishable seed, the cause. So the one thing that I found a little intriguing was the paragraphs where he talks of Sakshi, the witness, where he talks of creation. So I am the Gati. The Gati is result of all actions of karma phala. I am also the Bharta. I am the sustainer of the whole world. There is no other Prabhu, the one who has glory. So any of us cannot claim we have achieved. The achievement is him.
Mm. Yeah, the one question you got was in the Sakshi part.
Akshi.
Yeah, even though he says that I am a sustainer like Bharta, Samharakarta and Srishtikarta and all that, I'm only Sakshi and in that part. Again, where he says, when you're asking that question, who am I created, right? I didn't create you because it's all based on your karma that you came into the being. So then that creation happens because of its own, you know, whatever the karma and all that, right? But
That
then
is
it's
where he
still,
asks. So see,
yeah,
karma is also superimposed on me, right? Karma is also mithya.
yeah. That's what
Get
I'm
it?
saying. Like, yeah, as we had the Atma, again, the Atma both we read time and again that there is it's a non-doer. That's a fundamental, truth, right?
Yeah.
Uh, so it's a non-doer, meaning he's there, but
So the one question which is so profound is this:
mm,
am I created? See, only if you are created will you have these questions. Why did you create me like this? Why did
right.
you put me in this place? And then
Mm,
he just simply says it's all because of your karma.
mm-hmm,
I'm only the
yes,
sakshi. Whatever is
right.
happening to you, you have laid the blueprint.
Mm,
And that example of that tailor, and you give your measurements, but then you
right.
increase your weight. The tailor, you cannot blame the tailor because you're not fitting into it. You have eaten so much and you become fat, and
Yeah.
then therefore
Mm,
you have laid the blueprint for your own life. That is from the aspect of the Jagat. But the actual question is, am I created? I mean, I found that such a
yeah.
intriguing question, wherein
Mm,
are we all created? This is all like the big dream, cosmic dream of man, which is all only superimposed upon him,
mhm.
isn't it?
Somebody, we think we are created, but it's something like, you know, in my opinion, everything came on its own when all the elements got together and found. But then again, how
But
is
then,
it created so
yeah,
much? Yeah, so nicely, like based on the law of nature, law of karmas, and for everything is like behaves as if somebody is, done something, right?
correct. See, the
Yeah.
question why we are stuck with these questions of creation is because we
Mm,
have this buddhi, the intellect, which always wants to find the cause. That
logic. Yeah.
logical mind that God wants to find a cause. So
Mm,
here we have to go beyond logic.
right.
This is beyond logic. You cannot explain it by teasing it out and finding out where it has come, how is it come. No,
That
it's
is why he
beyond
says,
logic.
like, your knowledge is limited. The
Yeah,
only thing to be known is me. That's it.
me.
The
That's it.
only complete thing is you
Yeah,
know me, and everything else is all partly known.
Correct.
So we are never going to know why this is, what that is,
Right.
yeah,
So
probably.
I think all we have to do is change that question why and that question mark into a wonder, into an
Mm,
exclamation mark. And then
exactly.
wonder is all this. Wonder
Mm,
at this glory. Wonder at, how we're able to talk, how we're able to see,
mhm,
and just revel in that wonder. Saying that wonder is well itself, that it says, Vismaya Yoga Bhumika. Even Patanjali says,
mm,
when you're in wonder, it takes you to that enlightenment is wonder,
mhm.
where you go beyond the questioning intellect,
Visvato Mukha. Mm,
right? So that is nice. And then Nidhanam, Nivasam, Nivasa Sharanam Sahrita, right? So
mm.
Nivasa is a house where you reside. So
So we
you
are
live,
going from, Gati Bharta Prabhu Sakshi Nivasaga Saranam Sugurtu
Sharanam.
Prabhavaga Pralayaga Sthanam. After that.
So beautiful. I mean,
Yeah.
this whole
Nidhana
verse
Pavayam Beacham.
memorized and used for Nididhyasa, for reflecting and contemplating on.
Yeah, I made a note of it, so I'll put it on
Yeah,
our
you
group.
can include that in the quiz question bank also.
Yeah, we'll do that.
So Nivasaha Sharanam Suhrit. Suhrit we've seen, Prabhavaha Pralayah Sthanam, and Nidhanam. Nidhanam is that which does not undergo any change. It is like that Kutastha in, I think, chapter 5 or 6 maybe. We learned that the iron anvil that remains unchanged. Everything else is molded on it, but that remains still, that remains stable. That Nidhanam, because everything is superimposed on that. And Avyaya Bijam. All these names and forms, Nama Rupa, constitute the effect. They are subject to change, subject to Vyaya. The only thing that remains Avyaya is that Kutastha, that Nidhanam, that. But it
Mm.
is from that everything comes. So further describing how he is Vishvato Mukha, Bhagavan says, Tapam yahamaham varsham nigrinnamrit srijami cha amritam chaiva mritsyuscha sadasachaham arjuna. Aham tapami, I heat up. Aham varsham nigrinnami, I withhold the rain. Utsrajami cha, and I release it. Amritam cha, and I am immortal. Mrityuhu eva cha, and also I am death. Cha, and aham, I am. Sat asat, cause and effect. Arjuna, O Arjuna. So aham tapami, aham varsham nigrinnami, utsrajami cha, amritam cha mrityuhu eva cha, cha aham sat asat, Arjuna. I heat up the world and I withhold and release the rain. I am immortal and I am also death. And I am cause and effect, O Arjuna. Aham tapami, I heat up, I energize, I light up the world. Being the sun, I light up and also heat up this world. Because of the heat, water evaporates and then rain starts. It is a cycle. When the earth gets parched, water vaporizes. Then I, the one who heated up the earth, now release the rain. Aham varsham utsrajami, as the law governing rain. Then I hold it back. Nigranami. This is especially easy to see in India. For 8 months, I withhold the rain. Then in the 4 months called monsoon, I pour down the rain. In other words, I am the seasons. The seasons are very important. In the network of the natural laws, the seasons are one of the things we are able to predict. Their predictability is because of the laws, and Bhagavan says that he is in the form of those laws. Amritam cha eva. I am that punya because of which the gods become gods and have a certain ananda and immortality. Mrityuhu eva cha. I am the punya papa because of which all these mortal beings come into being and then die. And it can also be taken that I am the very principle or law of death. Lord death. You cannot get away from God. Even if you die, that death is myself. Death is myself and life, Amrita, is myself. In other words, to say it in two words, Sat Asat Cha Aham. Something that has a form by which you are able to recognize it and for which you have a name like pot, tree, leaf is called Sat. Asat in this context is not a non-existent thing, but what existed before the manifestation of the name and form, Nama Rupa. The manifest form is Sat and the unmanifest form is Asat. In other words, the effect is referred to as Sat here and the cause is referred to as Asat. In effect, Bhagavan is saying here that he is both the cause and effect. By this method, Karana Karyavada, what is pointed out, is he is Satya and everything else is Mithya, which is non-separate from himself, that is Brahman. So here in this Sat Asat over here, that Asat does not mean non-existent. It only means the cause of whatever we see. Whatever we see here is given the name Sat. And Asat is that which, I will just read that Asat again. So something that has a form that you're able to recognize, like a pot, tree, leaf, is called Sat. What you see is called Sat. Whereas Asat in this context is not a non-existent thing, but what existed before the manifestation of the name and form. Nama Rupa. The manifest form is Sat and the unmanifest form is Asat. In other words, the effect is referred to as Sat here. So here in this context, the Sat is the Jagat or the Mithya Jagat. The Asat is the cause of the Mithya Jagat, which is Brahman. So it seemingly looks as if it is confusing, but actually if you look at the trail of thought.
For example, like you can put clay as a unmanifested cause then.
Right.
And for the seed
What?
or something for
Correct.
the tree and leaf.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Very right.
So then, yeah.
So here in this context, Asat is Brahman and Sat is Mithya, the world, the Jagat that is created. So here the Asat does not mean non-existent, but that which is previously that existed before the manifestation of the Nama Rupa. So by this method, Karana Karyavada, what is pointed out is he is Satya and everything else is Mithya. Here the Satya Mithya is different from the Sat Asat that the shloka has said, right? So, but the whole Karya Karana Vada is from the standpoint of the creation. And the creation itself is Mithya. Therefore, there will be another statement later saying, I am neither Sat nor Asat, neither cause nor effect. At the same time, I am both cause and effect. Please understand how important it is that we continuously have these two strands of thinking. One is superimposition, adhyaropa. I am the cause and I am the effect. The other is a negation, nisheda, apavada. I am neither a cause nor an effect. Both are to be said. Only then the Swarupa of Atma will be properly understood. This is worth repeating one more time. See, the first method is what? Karana Karyavada, wherein whatever we see is Sat, whatever the thing that existed before the manifestation, that is Asat. So there, the Brahman is the Asat, and whatever we see, the Sat, the Nama Rupa that we see, is Mithya, the Jagat. So Brahman is Satya, the world that is created is Mithya, superimposed. The Karana Karyavada. The whole Karya Karana Vada is from the standpoint of the creation. So only when you're looking at the creation aspect, you bring in this aspect of Karya Karana Vada. But when you look at it, look at the whole creation itself is Mithya. What is created? So there is another statement later saying, I am neither Sat nor Asat. Neither cause nor effect. See, the question of a cause comes in only because of the effect. When you don't have the effect, where is the question of the cause? So I am neither Sat nor Asat. At the same time, I am both cause and effect. So there are these parallel lines of thought that are constantly coming. They come throughout the Gita and also Vedanta. So one is the superimposition, adhyaropa, and the other is the nisheda, apavada. Like we have
So apavada is like not a truth. Is that what apavada is?
adhyaropa, apavada. Apavada is, I think, nisheda, apavada. I don't know the exact meaning of apavada. I think it's a kind of
Don't they say in Telugu apavada is like apavada is like as if you're saying not
apavada.
Yeah, in
Vada.
regional language, Apavada is exceptional, except this.
It could be only a line of thought. I mean, here, Vada as a line of argument or a logical thing, line of thinking. So we have this Mano Buddhya Hankara Chittani Naham. That is all a Nisheda, where he says, I'm not this, I'm not this. It's all a Neti argument. Whereas there are other stotras which says, I am the earth, I am the mountains, I am everything, I am all of it. So there, cause, I am the cause as well as the effect. So on one side, there is a nisheda happening, saying, I'm not this, I'm not this, I'm not this. On the other hand, you say, I'm everything. So this runs parallelly. And only, and what Swamiji says here is, please understand how important it is that we continuously have these two strands of thinking. One is superimposition, adhyaropa, I am the cause and I am the effect. The other is a negation, nisheda, apavada. I am neither a cause nor an effect. Both are to be said. Only then the Swarupa of Atma will be properly understood. So this has to be underlined actually. Thus, what is said here is that Bhagavan is the potential cause and the created object, and in fact, is free from all of them because he is the basis for both. The Asat and Sat in this verse, that is the cause and effect, are both Mithya. Since I am both, cause and effect are negated. Since I am both, cause and effect are negated. Now Bhagavan talks about those who are ignorant of the Swarupa of the Atma, but have Shraddha in the Vedas, the rituals, the prayers, and the afterlife. Even for that, there must be some maturity. but it is not adequate for Viveka. Bhagavan describes them in the next verse. I will read the previous paragraph one more time. Thus, what is said here is that Bhagavan is the potential cause and the created object, and in fact is free from all of them because he is the basis for both. The Asat and Sat in this verse, that is cause and effect, are both mithya. Since I am both, cause and effect are negated. Maybe we can reflect on these two sentences.
Yeah, yesterday also we were kind of having, that how to apply this knowledge.
Yeah.
Especially, he specifically said this has to be understood, properly understood. That's where this question is. Maybe we can ask Nana this question
Mm.
to explain it a little bit more.
Hariom, it also means that knowledge and ignorance, they are also, I mean, they also have the substratum, the base in the Paramatma only. Ignorance is also Brahman.
The
Could be.
ignorance is the myth, like that's the ignorance is that cover, that veil that we are having. It is nothing to do with that part.
See, but what I understand is if you
Yeah,
look at Sat as all the visible manifest Jagat, all that you're able to see, Nama Rupa is Sat.
we clearly
Asat,
understand that part. Karana,
that part
Karya.
is there. So
Yeah.
Asat is the unmanifest form is Asat. So the sum total of all of that, that is the Maya, that is from where the whole Asat, the Sat comes up. So that is Asat, which is according to my understanding here, is Maya. So Asat here is not Brahman. Asat is only that form of Brahman that is superimposed upon him, which is the basis, the cause of the effect. So the cause is the Asat and the effect is Sat.
That's what I thought we read somewhere else, Asat
Yeah.
means. Because Sat is existence, right?
Right.
Asat is non-existent.
No. That is not what is meant in this verse. No, that is why Swamiji very clearly mentions.
Yeah.
See, Asat in
We
this
can't take it
context
like that either.
is
Yeah.
not a non-existent thing. See, see, because of our orientation, because of what we know earlier, we in our mind, Sat is Satya, Asat is non-existence.
Non-existent,
But
yeah.
here we have to direct our line of thinking differently. Here,
It's not non-existent, it's unmanifested, he says.
yeah.
That is like
So,
that part of the clay or the seed,
right,
that form of it. Okay, I got that.
isn't
But
it?
then when he says the second paragraph, where he says the karya karana whatever, that one. So do you like ulta that thing, like karya is the sat and karna is the asat. Again,
Correct.
that sat asat comes up. Then from the standpoint of creation, that is mithya, because we know that is mithya. So it is nothing to do with Bhagwan. So that's where it becomes neither sat nor asat. That's how I understood this part. I mean, now that you read neither cause nor effect.
Yeah.
When the point is when especially when he says from the standpoint of the creation, it becomes mithya. Then he's not there. But then in the previous paragraph, he is there. He is the cause and effect. So that Adyarupa Nishiddha Bhavada.
Yeah.
And that's the Swarupa of Atma. So I had to put that again. So
So
Swarupa.
therefore, That is what is said here. Bhagwan is a potential cause and the created object, and in fact is free from all of them because he is the basis for both. The asat and sat in this verse, that is the cause and effect, are both mithya. So this maya, if you understand asat as maya and the sat as the manifest world, both are mithya. Since I am both, cause and effect are negated.
What about that? There was another place, I think the previous verse, we read, this is the knowledge. Somewhere we read that. This is but Shraddha and all this part. Or maybe this, I'm sorry. Okay. Anyway, it will come to me.
Yeah, that is the knowledge. I think we read it in chapter 6, Dr. Mara.
Oh. We are going back and forth.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
talked about abhyasa and vairagya and all that.
the knowledge. Okay.
So let me just, yeah, we have about 5 minutes. We'll take up verse number 20 from tomorrow.
Mm.
I will just read the chant these two verses that we did today. My little intellect is still trying to figure out how, when he says pitahamasya jagataha, that he is he is
Pitamaha, is that a
yeah
question?
uncaused cause, how he becomes uncaused cause. My intellect is still trying to figure out that. Pita,
Reminds me of Brahmaji.
huh?
Brahmaji is shown as that old grandfather.
पिताहमस्य जगतः माता धाता पितामहः वेद्यं पवित्रमोङ्कारः ऋक्सामयजुरेव च. I am the father of this world, I am the mother, I am the one who sustains it, and I am the grandfather, the uncaused cause. I am what is to be known, I am the purifier, I am the Omkara, and I am the Rit, Sama, and Yajur Vedas.
Can you believe that? Like even ages ago, they even say this word uncast cause.
Hmm.
I can't even, or maybe we have to know in your own language what that means.
Yeah.
Uncast means there is no cause.
Yeah.
No cause, but there is a cause.
Jai Gurudev, I think here Pitamaha and all the Brata and everything means I am all the relationships in this world, whatever under the name of relationships, different connection we make, no, with different people. So like grandparents kind of this thing cause, unseen cause kind of, no, for grandchildren. So that also I am only those who are just now, and beyond that also for generation great grandfathers, everything, all relationships in this world is my, I am the cause. I am the only one those relationships. I think so. It is like that. Jai Gurudev.
Two things here. One, like what was said just now, from the point of 7 levels of existence, at the ego level, it is not just about the superior or inferiority complex. It is also about holding on to an identity. And there it is said that all this, you are the brother, father, mother, sister, daughter, son, whatever, is holding on to an identity. And only when you go beyond the ego can you reach the Chetna or Atma state. So when here it is being mentioned that I am the father, I am the grandfather, and I am not that also in another sentence, there it clearly shows that all these identities are created by man-made through our thought process. And what stops us from thinking that as children we were not exchanged in the hospital by the nurse concerned? And because so many people want sons to be in the family, they may exchange their daughters for sons. Yes, in Rajasthan, so many such cases have come up. So just going beyond the ego state in the 7 levels of existence, you reach the Atma state. And then the second thing is, Gurudev during Vignan Bhairav had explained it, okay, the cause behind the cause. Look for the cause behind the cause. When we talk about a very hot-tempered boss, or when we talk about a mother-in-law who's imposing herself on her daughter-in-law, all this, he's saying it is the role that the mother-in-law is given, and the cause behind the cause is Shiv Tattva itself, he says in Vignan Bhairav. He has made this mother-in-law go and do this kind of karmas with the daughter-in-law so that she becomes stronger. Only in the moments of sorrow do we think about the divine, and then we take corrective actions. So that was how Gurudev explained it. So the cause behind the cause. So this uncaused cause, and I'm the cause and the effect, I am not the cause, all that is being said there. This is how this was my reading about it.
Very beautiful angle, Parsiddhi. Very beautiful angle.
Thank you,
Very clear.
Percy. Yeah.
Jai Gurudev, it is like what my, it's a little perception. It's the simple way which I was relating that how it is written that a child who wants to know from where the thing arises, like if he listens to a radio, he inquires, but from where this sound is coming, what is inside. So that inquisitive mind has made to ask this question, like from where the father has come, then who was his father. So basically what is the origin behind every this relation, like father or grandfather, from where did they originate? It is like the questioning mind of like a child. It is inquired, and in this way he says that it is like I am, and before also it was me, and before that I was there. So it all in all the transcending generation, it was only me that who was there. It like I just related in the simplest form. Jai Gurudev.
Thank you so much for all the sharing that's happening. Actually, when you look at correlate this with that asat and sat that we learned later in the next verse, when there is only one, there is no question of who is his father, who is his mother, so therefore, I think to put to rest all of that, he says, I am the grandfather, meaning I am the uncaused cause. There is no grandfather for me. Pitamaha is also Brahman, the basis of this whole creation. And there was one example given, if there is some cooked food, there has to be someone who has cooked it. That is logical. So that someone who has made it, who has cooked it, is the creator or the person who's cooked the food. Similarly, if there is this creation, there has to be a creator, this beautiful creation where everything goes according to its dharma, its laws. Seasons are also periodic. So all of this beautiful manifestation, even the human body, everything you see in nature is so aligned with the laws of nature. So there has to be an intelligent being behind all of this. That is Brahman. So I know there are some people, even we get caught up, and Swamiji also had mentioned this question, why this creation, who is the creator, who is his parent, has been asked millions of times. But like how...
I think Persidji posted one thing about Gurudev, he
Yeah,
says,
he says
if you want to see a
within.
God, you forget about all the faces. You have to erase
Correct,
everybody. Yeah, the
correct,
world itself, you erase it. So
correct.
it's a so simple answer, but
Mm,
then you have to get that answer,
mm,
you have to think. Like yesterday, well, I was thinking about it, like as I said, you have to look into it.
correct.
That's how we were seeing. But the way he's saying, you just erase it, like more of a negative, the negation, right? You're
Yeah,
not there, like that. So that's a swarupa of Atma. Like now you see it like, um you're looking inside that Atma Vichara versus the negation point of it is, kind of goes like that parallel kind of stand, two strands kind of thing. Um, it just kind of comes up like in your mind, when you're thinking about it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the whole journey is from I am somebody to being nobody to being everybody. That samadarshana happens there. So nice. So should we go to the next verse? 1 minute. Today we stayed in chapter 9 only, but these two verses are so beautiful. I mean, every verse is beautiful for that matter. Gatir bharta prabhu sakshi nivasa sharanam suhrit prabhava pralaya sthanam nidhanam bijam avyayam. So Gati Bhatta Prabhu Sakshi Nivasah Sharanam Suhrit Prabhavah Pralayah Sthanam Nidanam Bijam Avyayam. I am the result of all actions, the one who nourishes, the Lord, the witness. I am the abode, the refuge, and I am the Suhrit, helpful by my very nature. I am the one from whom the whole creation has come, into whom everything is resolved, and in whom everything has its being, in whom everything is placed, and the imperishable cause. I think we'll stop here. If anybody else wants to share anything, please go ahead. Otherwise, we'll move to chapter 6.
This is like that Atma, I couldn't say virtues. What is that?
Or you want me to share the screen for chapter 9? Dr. Mara can't hear you.
I kind of muted myself, sorry.
Oh, okay.
The 9, in this 9, about 10, I think, the one you just listed, 10 of that, we can put it as a, even though it's not karma, it's a,
I
keep
think
unmuting myself, sorry. You remember that Niramaya, Nirguna, that's more like Atma's, what do you call that? It's not a virtue, like how we describe Atma like that, right? Nirmala, Nitya Yuktaga, like that. But this is, I don't know what we can say, this karma of, is the basis of all this karma. I mean, when we say this, Bharta, or all his actions.
Yeah, I think he's just describing
Mm.
both the cause and effect and how he is everything. Basically, how he is everything.
Yeah, everything. Oh, yeah. Okay.
He's the basis and he's the cause for everything.
Okay. I think that's yeah, that the next one is that Viswatomuga. He said, like, I'm the heat, I'm the rain, and all that part.
Yeah, tapa. Oh, we did that also, right? Tapam
Yeah.
yahamaham varsham
Yeah.
nigrina pritsirujamicha
Amritam,
Ritam.
Nikrinami, Amritam, and then
Sorry, I didn't.
Mrityu.
was
Yeah, Mrityu, Mrityu Yevacha, that's the one you did, right?
yeah.
Satam
Tapam yahamaham varsham nigrirnamritsrijami cha amritam chaivamritsyascha sadasachaham arjuna. I heat up the world and I withhold and release the rain. I am immortal and I am also death. And I am cause and effect, O Arjuna.
Yeah.
So, in one stroke, when he says I'm immortal as well as death, he is engulfing all the pairs of opposites as well.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying like the last well, the 19 verse is almost like a lawyer, like you know, going one side then the other side like that.
Mm.
Yeah, so nice though, nice discussion. Thank
It only leaves us in wonder, all of this. We've not really looked back. I mean, I'm talking of myself, look back and saying, how is everything working the way it is? It's going, it's in nature, all the forces are doing things according to the law of dharma, the law that is already there. Who gives the sun the heat? I mean, nobody tells the sun is always hot. It gives us heat and light. That is by nature, by the law. And who is that sustains all of this? It's such a beautiful
Yeah, somebody's
explanation.
like Sakshi for all of this. You know, that one sentence is really, it's in my head. Like, I am watching you, like
Yeah.
that. Everything is being watched. Now you're thinking about, when you're at work, you've been watched by this, somebody is looking over your shoulder all the time. But more than that, there is all above all of us, there is one person who's watching all of us. That is
He's beyond like an MRI scanner. He knows everything that is happening.
yeah, you cannot escape.
Others may not know what is going on in your mind, but he knows. He's the Sakshi.
Yeah, he says it there like, okay, you cannot escape me, whatever you're done, you can escape from other people or other people's eyes, and there you go. So
But you know that he is I, that we all
yeah,
relate to that inner
right.
consciousness. That is,
Mhm.
we are aware of what thoughts are coming, that you're not doing things right. That little
Right.
awareness is there. That
That's where we talk
yes.
about that manasakshi, right? Like
Mm,
that you cannot go against your
correct.
manasakshi,
The
that
consciousness.
yeah, the conscience. Yeah, so you when you're doing things, your conscience, you consciously you're doing it. So you're not say, okay, you can accept you made a mistake, but then you cannot escape from it. That's
So that is where he says, I am the Sakshi, and because
mm,
I don't do any karma, I am identical with you.
mm,
So that when you come from that conscience aspect, yes, they're both the
yeah,
same.
same,
He and I are the same.
right.
Yeah. Today we had a lot of discussion on this. So maybe we will not have enough time for chapter 6, but I will just read the 1 second.
And the next words also for Arjuna's question, one more question about
Yeah, Arjuna's
how that
question.
sannyasi, where is he going to go? Like if he
Right.
doesn't, it's like Tirshanga, like he's neither there samsara nor in
Trishanku Swarga.
yeah, in our moksha, you're in between. What is going to happen to him? So that is another that question extends to the next
Question, next verse. So let me just chant the verse and read the meaning.
Mm.
Chinno bhaya vibhrashtaha chinnabhramiva nashyati apratishto mahabaho vimudho brahmanah pati. Mahabaho, O mighty arm, that is, he is talking to Krishna as Mahabaho. Brahmana Pati, in the path or knowledge of Brahman, Vimudaha, the one who is deluded, Apratishtaha, one who is without any support, Ubhaya Vibhrashtaha, one who has fallen from both, Chinna Abhramiva, like a cloudlet torn asunder, Kachit na nashyati, is he not destroyed? Mahabaho Brahmana Pati Vimudaha Apratishtaha Ubhaya Vibhrashtaha Chinna Abhramiva Kachit na nashyati. Deluded in the path, that is knowledge of Brahman, is one who has fallen from both without being without any support, not destroyed. O mighty arm Krishna, like a cloudlet torn asunder. We'll take this up tomorrow. I think Dr. Mara, you actually have summarized it, right? So,
You know how the cloud is kind of separated from the body of clouds, like that will happen to that sannyasi or something like that. I think there are 3 slokas, I think, up to
yeah, up to the next shloka
39.
also, 39th also, there is Arjuna's question only.
Yeah. Try to see if we can read it tomorrow and come.
Yeah, fine.
Mm. I was so curious about what the Bhagavan's answer is, so I didn't look it up.
Yeah.
Nothing will happen to them.
It is like the TV serials where there is that break. They will
Yeah.
say next, what is that? Next episode, next. So it's nice, that curiosity and that inquisitiveness. So when we're looking at all of this, it is so important how intense our mumukshutva should be, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we have to be serious every day as we're reading. I think, you know, when we're reading, I'm not getting bored. That way, you know, it's like you want to read, and it's like you can't keep the book down kind of feeling.
Correct.
You know,
Correct.
that's
a blessing. That is actually the grace and the punya that you got, all of us have got from whatever we have done, all the prayers, sum total of all the prayers that have been done. And I think
So
being consistent is the key. Being
it is,
consistent in anything is the key. That is that dridata that comes up, that will keep us going. Yeah.
Right.
Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tat Sat Shri Krishna Arpanamastu.